The tiny Danish town of Billund is famous for one gigantic reason. As the birthplace of Lego toys. A simple yet genius interlocking brick system that has been unlocking children's imagination for more than 80 years.
Once a human interacts with the bricks, it gives the power and the magic that we talk about, the creativity.
Expanding their horizons through infinite possibilities for play.
If you had 6.5 million Lego bricks, you could build this tree at home, which is crazy.
But this superpower of the toy world is now embarking on its boldest move to date. The Lego Group is setting its sights firmly east, here in China, where hundreds of millions of children are yet to come face to face with the joy of building.
China can benefit a lot from playing well. It can help to grow the next generation in a more inspiring way.
With unprecedented access, we follow an international team of designers as they come up with an ambitious new range rooted in Chinese history.
This is really groundbreaking. This has never been done before.
Some people will feel uncomfortable, but that was the brief to me, is like, do something new here.
It's a clash of two cultures.
He can be playful, but he cannot be disrespectful. That's the thing.
Our writer and production team really need to do more homework.
My bad.
This is a really, really challenging task.
If they get it right, the rewards could be massive.
感觉也是一种缘分吧。
But will China break this foreign brand first?
We are standing on the shoulders of giants.
It really sets the stage for you don't know what's around every corner.
This is a Lego journey to the East. What started as a simple toy is now a global phenomenon. A company encompassing theme parks, movies.
You mind if I save your life?
Not at all.
TV shows.
Hold on!
That gave birth to a plastic population outnumbering that of humans. But there is one market that they have yet to fully crack. Simon Lucas, one of the creative minds behind one of the company's most successful toy ranges, Ninjago, has been sent to Shanghai on a top-secret fact-finding mission.
Oh, cool.
Accompanying him is a Chinese designer called Xiaodong. They have come to an event where the great and good of the local Lego community display their life's work.
I think you may be China's master Technic builder. You're much cleverer than me. It's a very scary panda gang. They've all got axes.
It's a chance for them to see how, for these superfans, building with Lego elements reflects their culture.
It's actually beautiful.
Yeah, well, I kind of want one. These are cool. It feels fresh.
Yeah.
And one thing's for sure. Simon is certainly something of a celebrity here himself.
You want me to sign your phone? Are you sure?
won't be annoyed.
I've never signed somebody's phone before. That's amazing. Wow. For me, it's my first time coming to a China event, so you get all these kind of details that you never see anywhere else. And the thing I love to see is people's passion points, really, what they're really interested in.
He wants to understand the specific needs of Chinese model makers.
It's amazing all the details that they're getting to bring the building to life. Like, for instance, how you've used the tassels, which we designed for the end of a sword.
Yes.
But now you're using it at the end of buildings. Yeah. Is there any sort of brick that would help build Chinese architecture more accurately?
Yeah. I would say probably the Chinese roof, which is pretty curved.
Yeah, those little kicks on the end. We can design new pieces, but what I think is really clever, though, is how they're using all the existing pieces.
These perfect one-off creations take hundreds of hours to make, Working without instructions, these designers are driven purely by passion and imagination.
These look like Chinese buildings.
This unique community adapts the Danish bricks to showcase their own country. But now, it's time for the Lego Group to adapt and to be welcomed into China's 5,000-year-old civilization. An entirely new approach is needed. The powers that be at LEGO HQ have handed Simon and his team a challenge: to come up with a toy and animation play theme for Chinese children more popular than Ninjago.
Hello, Holly.
This strategy is the brainchild of Neville Lin, head of marketing, LEGO China. And as a father of two, he is passionate about what a LEGO experience could do for his society's children.
There's a saying in China today, 创意中国. China can benefit a lot from playing well. It not only makes the country happier, it can help the country to grow the next generation in a more imaginative, creative, and also in a very inspiring way.
There's no wrong ideas. Just brainstorm away. Like, what do you think of when you think of China?
Right on the Forbidden City.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well,
We have the terracotta warriors. I've just drawn a pagoda.
I immediately obviously go Great Wall of China.
Maybe we should also brainstorm what we see around us today in modern China. I see a lot of electric scooters, high-rise buildings, soup, dry noodles, all sorts.
Yeah.
Almost any LEGO set you have ever played with began life in a brainstorm like this.
We need good guys, we need bad guys. I like the starting point of like Chinese legends. You know, these fantastical, magical creatures.
There's a green dragon, a white tiger.
Yeah.
There's a turtle body with a snake tail, but the tail with a snake head.
There's a deer and of 9 colors.
Yeah.
China's rich mythology, packed with ready-made worlds of goodies and baddies, is music to his ears.
There could be something maybe around creatures, like the zodiac. Everyone's their own animal, right?
Yes.
What year are you?
I'm the tiger.
Tiger, okay.
Yeah. I'm a bunny.
A bunny, yeah. So zodiac animals, that could be cool.
Every province in China, they have their own icon.
Yeah. From an adventure point of view, that's cool.
Yeah.
You can go to the north and have a different adventure than you have in the south. There could be something to explore there.
But the team needed to hit upon the one icon that unites this vast country.
You know the legend of the Monkey King?
Tell me about him.
Wow.
He's a special monkey that is born from a rock, right?
Yeah.
What does he look like?
I can do that for you. He can fly on the cloud, like he can transform into whatever he wants. He's a hero in the story, but he's so special for us, like because he's not the perfect hero.
Yeah.
He's kind of the anti-hero here.
Yeah. So when you were a kid, did you pretend that you were the Monkey King?
Yeah, I think everybody did that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, of course. Even I'm a girl. Because in that team, they don't have female characters.
The Monkey King has never changed for centuries.
Could we create the next Monkey King? Would we be allowed to do that? Like, what's the next chapter in his story?
Taking on such a revered legend fills the team with excitement and some trepidation.
Quite a lot of brands fail in China. To be successful here, you really need to first respect the people here, respect the culture here. Journey to the West has been around for 500 years. LEGO has been around for 83 years.
If they manage to succeed and break into China, the rewards could be immense. But it's going to be a steep learning curve for this Danish firm. Back in Billund, Simon is hand-picking a crack team of the best model makers and designers. Dennis Fong will manage the team alongside him. And they have specially requested Zhao Dong, illustrator and Chinese national, now relocated to Denmark. It's an international team, but Zhao Dong will bridge the cultural divide to ensure it's something Chinese children will want to play with.
We've been tasked with something extremely confidential, even within LEGO. It's only the people in this room that are working on it. Nobody outside of this room knows about this. We've been asked to create a LEGO play theme for China. This is going to be a really, really challenging task. This is a chance for us to do something that starts in China.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. Who in this room has ever heard of the Monkey King?
What?
The Monkey King for us is such a big icon. The Journey to the West, the legend, is the most well-known story for almost all the Chinese people.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, seems silly.
Exactly.
Yeah. No pressure though.
But imagine if we took that and we took a LEGO twist on it. How would we bring the Monkey King to life in a brand new way? This is definitely, it's for us to define. So imagine if the Monkey King had to choose the next generation.
I'm sure our Chinese consumers will be really proud of their culture, having it translated in LEGO. You guys will be making history.
Woo!
Let's do it!
The 500-year-old classic has been retold in almost every possible way, but this new chapter will see Monkey, Pigsy, and Sandy depicted with a detachable head and claw hand, transforming into a new range of characters. It's a risky and radical shift from tradition, and the team have just 6 months to design the models before they will be judged by Chinese children in a consumer test. To bring the myth into the modern era, Zhao Dong has given China's hero a formidable female sidekick and set the story in a distant future.
It's really hard to find the balance between traditional and futuristic. Yeah. 如果我是一个8、9岁的小孩子，我就想象如果我在那个世界中会发生什么故事。For the style of the characters, I think especially for the good guys, what we're trying to do here is to make it more cartoony, make it more fun. I think the kids in China, they really appreciate it. 7 years ago, when I applied a job here in LEGO, the first sketch I gave to LEGO was Monkey King. So this for me is more like a dream come true. 感觉也是一种缘分吧，大概是这样。
Zhao Dong's colleagues will breathe life into his artwork, translating them into the LEGO universe brick by brick.
Most of the times I'm just tracing whatever Xiaodong is doing. So this is pretty much what I received from him. So you can see he's in a very action pose. And pretty much I have to translate this design into something that can be produced and definitely a little bit more simple, a little bit more clean. I think the original Monkey King has a scarf, and the headphones are pretty much our urban take to that, and I think it's a nice twist. I work quite closely with Xiaodong. We have a good collaboration, but he can be very picky. But usually we reach a common goal, most of the times.
Often headhunted at international model building competitions, an elite and fortunate few get paid to play with LEGO bricks.
It is beautiful.
What got me into the hobby, my brother was a big LEGO fan, and ever since I could sort of break his models, I've been obsessed by the brick.
Senior model designer Justin Ramsden has unrestrained freedom to interpret Zhao Dong's illustrations. Today, he is in his favorite place, the archive, scouring 3,600 styles of brick, looking for inspiration.
The aisles are just endless fun. And you can just come down here when you're stressed and rummage around, and that's a great way of relaxing after a hard day of building.
He likes to repurpose old pieces in unusual and intriguing ways. It keeps the job fresh and saves the LEGO Group the cost of a new mold.
Just trying to get the imagination flowing. This car spoiler becomes this flap for a vent or an exhaust. A shield that we used in one of the old classic lines now becomes a belt buckle. It still needs another leg, a head, which is very important, and the hands and the almighty staff. But I think I'm getting there. You live with this model day and night, pretty much non-stop. Even if you're not at work, you're constantly coming up with new ideas and new ways of using pieces. And so it's great to portray that excitement, love and passion into one plastic model. It's pretty fun, right?
But what do you do when the specific piece you need doesn't yet exist? In the pursuit of absolute authenticity, Xiaodong has decided that none of the 500 possible LEGO wigs are quite Chinese enough. It's a rare and exciting moment. A new hairpiece is being designed.
We've never done a wig looking like this. Having the two buns, so it's a bit more recognisable to Chinese girls and boys.
All right.
Yes.
Hello.
Good, thank you.
Right.
So yeah, I've got some feedback for you about the wig. I think we just need to optimise it a little bit. Her hair buns here.
Yeah.
I think on the 3D here, if we can smooth them out a bit and shorten them.
Yeah. The important thing is to really get the depth of the facets to make it like really nice and strong. It'll make it less breakable, you know, like
safety.
Safety, yeah. Yeah.
So we'll smooth it off. Oh, we can fix that.
We can fix that later. She's quite a cool character, so I'm going to try and like mess her up a little bit more, make her look a bit more textured. Just a little bit.
Yeah,
so,
nice.
Yeah.
Great.
Ruth sculpts in a scale 3 times larger than the minifigure.
Get little belt sander out.
Perfecting a new wig can take up to 5 weeks.
Before I started, I didn't even realise that it was hand sculpting. I just assumed that things appeared out of thin air. My background is actually hairdressing. In order to make these little mini wigs, you kind of have to have an understanding of hair. You need to know how hair falls, how it reacts. So if I'm going to do a plait, I'll actually plait in clay. So it's the same thing, but just a different material. So any kind of bouffant or whatever haircut you need in plastic, I'll provide. That's me. It's very specialised.
The LEGO Group started out making boxes of toys, but is now equally at home in the cinema box office. And over in the US, a Hollywood scriptwriter has been hired to turn the Monkey Kid story into a cartoon. He's been developing the story for the past month, tasked with bringing some Western flair to an Eastern classic. And Jeremy Adams is an expert in action and adventure and time travel.
I only live in the future. It is a great feeling to feel unburdened by what you can do here and think about what you can do there. What if you had a rocket head?
Her face is not supposed to be like that.
No. You can tell that my talent is in writing.
Jeremy didn't grow up with the Monkey King, and he has never been to China either.
Do you know where it is?
No.
You don't know where China is?
On the other side of the world.
Have you ever heard of Monkey King? No? He could turn himself into anything. So what would you turn, if you could turn yourself into anything, what would you turn yourself into?
I would turn into a dog.
A dog? One of the reasons that I'm going to China is just to learn more about the culture over there so that I can put that into the story. You think it's going to be hard?
If you use your imagination, it's easy.
I think that's a good call. Do I get a kiss? Oh, thank you. What does a monkey sound like?
Jeremy is taking his first draft of the Monkey Kid to Shanghai. Drawing inspiration from the Ming Dynasty's Wu Chang'an, he's created something original and fit for the 21st century. The team in Shanghai have been reviewing his script and have called an emergency summit.
Jeremy. Nice to meet you.
Fiercely protective of the nation's favorite story, they have a lot of feedback to offer their American friend.
This round, our feedback is that we just think maybe the Monkey King's role can be a little bit more like the guiding and the mentoring role. Those heroes can have some positive impact.
I say something first?
Yeah.
Because there are two characters that I like quite much, which is Mary Sue. I think I like the true side of her, but now the twist is like more sounds like he somehow discriminates a little bit on the poor and dislike the poor. I think the current treatment could be a little bit different on that. Yeah.
And I think there's just some confusion because Jeremy, the way you were writing the dialogue, I think we've misunderstood it.
Yeah.
Because you wrote the comments about poor people in a different way, right? She's trying to be funny, but
yeah, that's what was supposed to come across. But it's interesting. It may be a cultural thing too.
Difference, yeah.
We also provide the feedback for Sandy. Sandy, we know that it's a huge contrast. He is big, strong, but very soft-hearted. But in this version, we think that maybe it's a little bit too feminine around it, because a lot of it is like, I'm a flower, I'm a flower, maybe I'm a stone, or I'm a tree, is better. But I just to avoid it to be too feminine. Yeah.
The responsibility is not lost on me. Not at all. Just, cultural sensitivity, legends, not destroying anything, blasphemy, all that stuff. Easy as pie. No.
It's been a tough start in China, so Xiaodong has arranged an eye-opening trip for Jeremy and Simon to help them come closer to understanding why the characters have meant so much to the country for so long. He needs to bring them up to speed quickly. What better way to start this chapter than returning to the starting point of the journey to the West?
Wow.
That's a big bronze statue.
That's awesome. So this is Tripitaka?
Yeah, that's him.
Wow.
He's the only real guy in the story, so that's
Yeah.
why they come all over from China to see him.
Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
So Tripitaka is a real person?
Yes, he is.
So he
I'm kind of like, sorry. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. I thought it was just made up.
No. His role in the story is to train the Monkey King, to train the team.
So we're literally at the origin of Journey to the West. Yes. It all started in China.
Yeah.
Amazing. And that's your hometown?
Yeah.
Is that like the biggest coincidence?
Yeah, seriously.
That's amazing. So
Actually, I can see that cover from my apartment.
Really?
Yeah.
So why do you think it's endured through the generations? What is that thing that makes it legendary?
I think probably it's because the core values in the story, something like the monkey is always brave, and also the pig, he took the funny part. So that's why I think the parents, also the grandparents, they want their kids to learn about the story.
The legend has been retold since ancient times by master storytellers. Using the most basic tools, the humor, magic, and morality packed into these adventures still shines through.
From 古到今的人，他都很熟悉孙悟空。中华的这种文化，我们中国人都喜欢，不是我一个人喜欢，都喜欢，不管是小孩、大人、老人，他都喜欢。
Xi'an has long been a melting pot of ideas, carried along the ancient silk routes it straddles.
Sweet?
Yeah. Whoa. Smell hits you.
And where East meets West, something altogether new springs to life.
Okay, who's got cash?
Yeah. We don't actually bring cash.
So you can just pay that way? Why don't we have that? Okay.
Just have a try.
Okay, here you go.
Do it fast.
Okay.
Oh, cold.
Cold. You gotta try one.
You gotta try this. This is like some crazy futuristic food.
What are those? I've seen a lot of things, but fruit with faces, that's pretty crazy.
Actually, those are from Journey to the West.
These are in Journey to the West?
Yes, they are. If you eat this, you will be immortal.
I'll take 3. Being here, being in a totally different environment, it just makes the story come alive a lot more.
Yeah.
What happened to our character, what could happen to our character, what that place would look like. These stories are sacred, and it's incumbent upon us to try to live up to that expectation.
Yeah. It's funny because we're learning about Journey to the West, but we're very much on this journey to the East. Yeah. It's our own journey.
Yeah. You're our Tripitaka.
Yes. Yeah.
But I'm not a monk.
You're not a monk.
The trio's adventure in Xi'an has been illuminating. With a newfound respect for what's gone before, Jeremy is going to project the world of this classic tale into a distant Chinese future. "7,500 kilometers away in Billund, and now with only 2 months to go, the models are taking shape. Justin is perfecting the star of the show, the Monkey King mech, a souped-up mechanical version of the icon.
With this robot, we want to add as much gold as possible, just to make it, look as luxe as possible. To have the ability to turn things gold is something that Midas only dreamt of, so I've got that chance to do it in Lego. I think it's, over 150 drum lacquered elements, which is a new record. And just, how much bling can it have on him? It's not just an honor, it's, I'm trying to think what's more than an honor. It's mind-blowing to work on such a crazy and amazing adventures as the Monkey King. The rich culture and history of this tale has been mind-boggling and mind-blowing, and it's been fantastic. I've got goosebumps thinking about it now, just how cool this story is and how well it translates to Lego and makes amazing models. Once you've built the robot, the staff extends, and then the Monkey King mech can handle the stuff, he says, with one hand and 2 hands. So, it's the beauty of showing off Lego, is it always falls apart. But then the great thing is you can rebuild it.
After multiple prototypes, Li Yu is struggling to make Sandy's boathouse play-friendly for little fingers, robust under pressure, and not too fiddly.
因为跟 Model Coach 讨论以后，这个后面这个部分，在经过热测试以后，它很容易脱落，所以我现在在试看有没有比较坚固的方法可以固定它，然后还有像这种线对小朋友来说，他们比较难，对他们来说，这个打结还有穿过一些小洞。这种事情还蛮困难的，所以我在想有没有更好的取代方法。这个部分从一开始到现在已经改了5、6次了，而且现在还没有最终解答，所以应该会再改下去。Yeah.
Meanwhile, car designer Nico is engineering a Lego first for China.
Trying to see if I can make this car sort of have the wheels in this position and then flip around to this position with sort of a satisfying transformation click. Using this this little flexible axle here. We've never done a car function quite like this, so I think it'll be very new and exciting if I can pull it off. I tend to be confused a lot, I guess. I do make a lot of cars, so it's a challenge to figure out how to make each car more more exciting than the last.
Enlightened by his road trip, back in China, Jeremy is immersing himself further.
Not growing up in a place that has a long history, there is that feeling of like, oh, you're now walking amongst ghosts, you know? Walking amongst this like amazing lineage of time. It's pretty remarkable.
Today is a big day for him. In downtown Shanghai, the creative team are assembling in the inner sanctum, keen to review his reworking of the country's cherished classic. And after all he has experienced in China, he is spilling over with storylines.
I really sparked the idea of a race. I would love the race to happen on the Great Wall. And what I thought was, we had talked about fruit of immortality, and I thought the winner gets immortality. And people are like, oh my gosh, Demon Bull King's gonna show up. All these people are gonna show up because if they win, they get immortality. You know?
In your mind, are you driving on the wall?
Yeah, on the top of the wall. Can you do the top of the wall? I mean, it doesn't have to be the Great Wall. If you call it the Greater Wall, you know, the episode would really be about her and Monkey Kid having a bit of a disagreement. And the point being that, like, friendship is more important than, you know, any prize that you're going to win. That's the real prize. And so halfway through, they need to, in the middle of the race, need to come to terms with each other.
I do believe that the Chinese culture and the story of Journey to the West is very much about making peace with yourself and making peace with other people. Everybody can be a hero. And everyone can actually have fun in the process of doing that. I think that's very much the spirit of Journey to the West.
I wonder if our last episode is that the Demon Bull King figures out how to trap the Monkey King inside of him. And that's what makes him even more superpowered for the final battle.
So it's the ultimate.
And it's also that, like, now he's superpowered and he's like, this is the ticket. So we can lead up to that big battle.
Yeah.
A lot of kids never dealt with hardship. They never dealt with obstacles. So when an obstacle comes, they have no way to deal with it mentally.
Yeah.
And so the idea that, like, hey, life is hard, but that's okay. You know, that's what makes it interesting. That's a cool lesson to have.
It's a journey.
It's a
It
journey,
goes back to that journey idea, yeah.
You know, I'm from a totally different culture, and it's important for me that I don't step on anything that's inappropriate, that I'm respectful to what is come before and where we are. You know, Bruce Lee used to say, be like water, you know, formless and bendable and flexible and really just trying to take your ego and put it out and put it away and just listen to what people have to say.
With the story now pitched, it's time for Jeremy to head home to LA to begin the hard part, writing the next chapter of a treasured Chinese classic. The team's dedication to nurturing young minds in China mirrors that of the founding Danish family. Kirk Christensen's very first creations were wooden toys aimed at inspiring his own children's imagination. And this ethos has remained. To this day, the company motto is still, "Only the best is good enough." In Zhejiang City, the newest factory in the LEGO Group, a vast high-tech complex is gearing up to start producing the Monkey Kid for China. Starting with small-scale test runs until this absolute perfection can be assured. The bricks are taken from the factory line to laboratories where scientists run every conceivable test to check their quality. And as is the protocol in all their factories around the world, security is paramount to prevent copies ending up on sale.
People in China want legitimate brands. They're willing to work hard and save their money to buy the genuine brand. They can see the value, they can see the quality of the plastic, they can see their kids being enthusiastic and building really creative things and being inspired. And for us, that makes all the difference.
the brand has a good value, it's not just because of the product. I believe it's the story and then the ideology that you drive behind the brand. You know, only the best is good enough, right? And Chinese love the best, right? And then number two is the learning through play.
Over in Denmark, the toy range is coming along well. Here, the success of each design is measured by its swooshability, the code word they use to measure the hands-on play experience.
So this is the white dragon horse girl, and this is her awesome bike, which looks a little bit like a horse and also got some kind of dragon elements to it as well, just on the design of her. Fly wherever she needs to go. Then we can also shoot as well. Pew, pew. And then we can flap these back in as well, which she can come into land. In this set, the monkey kid will have this cool hoverboard. He can go really fast and fly around, but he can also kind of stay in situ like this, go. He's kind of got propeller details on there, and so she can go wherever he can go, and they can fly off together, completing missions and flying around the city.
Joe has even managed to overturn the gender imbalance present in the original.
I think it's great having a girl come into the team, and hopefully the kids get it and they're excited by her as well, and also intrigued.
Each model is skillfully and intricately packed with elements to amuse.
Pigsy is a pig that serves pork. We thought it'd be really quite funny if you can buy a hot dog.
Delight.
So you got some chili oil, some soy sauce, and then if you take this out, there's a little dumpling inside.
And surprise.
When you turn it, it fires the shots off one by one. So that's Pigsy's food truck.
Each model offers a small window into the mind of its designer.
任何养猫人都知道，他们家里面的家具绝对都是猫喜欢什么就摆什么。像这个船的攻击功能，在那个猫在这个地方有它自己的控制室，然后经过这个控制室呢，它可以有一只它自己的猫门，然后跳到沙发上以后，在整个船舱里面自由自在的移动。所以我很能理解，就是这个主角的心情，而且他是一个心地很善良、很喜欢小动物的人，是刚好长得非常的壮，对，是外表跟内心有反差。
But most importantly, each model, once broken into pieces, is a blank canvas through which children can express themselves in infinite ways.
I think this might be my favorite tree in the entire world. It's the tree of creativity. It's completely made out of Lego bricks. As you walk up, you see the different branches of the tree, and on each platform there's different Lego play themes that we've created over the years, and it's so nice walking up because I get to see my childhood. There's Lego Castle and Lego Space. What I really got excited was creating my own stories with that, role-playing and then building my own worlds, adding to it. And, you know, years later, that led me to come to Lego, creating the sets that will inspire the next generation of kids. My favourite part is at the top here, where we can add more branches, and this tree could just keep going and going and going. And I think China is definitely a huge branch there, multiple branches, as more and more children in China get to have that Lego experience. What are they going to create? What are they going to build? What are they going to imagine? It's just the possibilities are infinite.
Back in Shanghai, the senior team assembled to review Jeremy's work. These are the people who will have final approval.
Thank you everyone for joining us for today's meeting. So we got the first version of the animation, and I'm very excited to see it with you all.
Once upon a time, atop Flower Fruit Mountain, a rock appeared. But this was no normal rock. This rock contained the Monkey King.
I've heard this part.
So I try to put it in a very positive way, But I think the most positive way or valuable way is to be very honest. I really think and really feel we have a long way to go. I think the story should be very much grounded in the Chinese culture with the modern twist. You feel the whole thing is so American. It's almost like an American story trying to engage our input.
The first scene showing of the Monkey King coming out from the mountain. I actually feel the gesture is more Japanese style.
Our writer and production team really need to do more homework.
Finally, after all this time, we have the means to lift Monkey King's legendary staff.
The Iron Fan Lady in the classic story is so mean, but also very fast-paced. She talks fast.
My love will finally be returned once we remove the staff.
But here, the Iron Lady appears to us more like Margaret Thatcher. The way she talks, very British, very polished. It's not right. We have a long way to go in terms of storytelling with this movie. Yeah. I'm anxious about how we can turn this into something really powerful and really meaningful. They are trying, but I honestly believe we need to try harder and try harder from the heart.
For his story to get past the gatekeepers of Chinese culture, Jeremy will need to make some drastic changes. No one bridges the gap between China and Lego culture more than Xiaodong.
我想通过乐高这个平台去把中国和西方两者共通的东西能够通过玩具的这个载呈现出来吧。
With the company being a meritocracy, he has been promoted and now is overseeing the animation.
那给你个 brief， 你不按那 brief。
我没听懂。
大概就是说那个，
Monkey King。
就是说他的那个，就像 Ninjago 那个 Ninjago catchphrase。对对对。
就是我们想一个那个口号。
然后呢，叫什么？喊什么？
我今天想的口号是“悟空小侠来也”。
嗯，可以啊。
是吗？因为就简洁，然后一直不停的重复“悟空小侠”，然后来也。Sorry。
然后你的动作是说转，
就可以是那个就是希瑞黑 man，
叫我是西 man，
就是说你就说我
是悟空小侠。
对，
对，
还有就是像
叫出名号，
奥特曼一样，就是变身，
变身，然后或者像那个 Sailor Moon 一样，噔噔噔，对他可能就是一伸出手来，然后突一转，然后就可能再一接住就是一个强大的 power，让他那个机甲就出来了。
音乐也很重要，对吧？我
噔噔噔噔噔噔啪，然后就是那个 power 啊，你给他一个那个瞬间，因为小朋友就是很有一个仪式感的，你知道吗？
对。
But now, as one of the cartoon's producers, his main job is to smooth out cultural tensions and address Neville's concerns. He's been working closely with Jeremy, infusing each new version of the animation with more uniquely Chinese elements.
The thing you need to understand
this is really nice and traditional.
Is that the story is never finished.
An incredible journey that began in Xi'an is now coming to an end for Jeremy, and along the way he has learned a lot.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Well, it has been quite the experience. I won't lie. I mean, it's been a real challenge. The humor aspect we found to be a little bit tricky, basically around sarcasm.
Yeah.
I'll make a joke about, somebody's mom, and they'll be like, oh, no, we can't do that. Because Chinese culture is very respectful to their elders. In Western American audiences, respect and disrespect can be played for laughs. So most of our notes are about making sure that the Monkey King is respected in a way that it makes him out to be a hero rather than a buffoon.
Some of the feedback from them is a little bit harsh, but I would say I quite understand them. We are still really young in China, so that's probably why they are so sensitive
I think actually, this is the biggest change of the original legend ever, and nobody's ever taken this risk to twist it and tell the next chapter.
That's so good!
We really collaborated and compromised on a lot of things. I think it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to blow people's hats off.
With the animation firmly on track, all focus now shifts to the toys. And as the product launch date grows ever closer, in Billund, tensions are mounting. In just 3 days' time, the models will be shown to Chinese children for the very first time. If they don't like what they see, the whole project could be derailed.
When I'm trying to get in the mindset of kids, I often like to just go onto the floor, trying to see what kids will be doing with it. The truck can sort of drive around, but it can also fold open to reveal a car. So I'm still in the process of figuring out how to make that work.
Ever the perfectionist, last-minute changes are being made.
The skin color is like 324, and then use 268 as close or whatever.
The lilac might pop a little bit more.
If all goes well, these one-off models could soon be rolled out in their millions.
So on the computer, when we're getting to the final, kind of near final stages, we want to make sure we have a digital copy of it so that then we can actually get a nice price, like a very accurate price of how much this costs to make. So you've got all your bricks, and then when you go into some of them, you get all the different colors and variations that we have. When we have a final model, they're split in bags, so it's easy to build. You have steps, so this is a good way of splitting it.
The evil bull demon is a fighting machine. But can Chris's complex model hold its own in battle?
So this was the last version that I'd shown you before.
Yeah.
And this is the most up-to-date copy. So visually they look pretty similar, but there's a few things that I kind of went through to fix. I just want to kind of run through those with you.
It's had some stability problems, right?
Yeah, it was a little wobbly, and you can see the hips. I only had 2 joints on down here, and I went up to the 3, which is the maximum that we can fit on there.
Yeah, he feels really, really solid. Yeah, feels like kids can really play with this hard.
Stomp around with them, yeah.
Final tweaks made. It's now time for the ultimate test.
Big question. What happens if we drop it?
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Well, it landed right on its feet and then lost both of its feet.
Do you know what? It looks worse than it is. It looks like you've built a really stable, solid body. Maybe there's a couple of things we can learn from this to make it even more stable.
You'll be more careful not to drop it next time.
Exactly, yeah.
And for Justin, after months of paying his respect to the Monkey King, adorning him with regal Lego elements, time's up.
It's that weird moment when you step back and you finally go, wow, okay, hands off. Playtime's over, right? I'm pretty excited about it as well.
You sure you're happy?
Yes, absolutely. End of.
It's the moment of truth. The consumer test.
We've definitely had experiences in the past where, the kids say, oh, it's not cool enough what we're showing them, or maybe the concept we're showing isn't that great. Yeah, you never know which way it's going to go. Kids are so honest. If they don't like something, they tell you.
3 groups of children have been selected. They are the target consumer, 7 to 10 years old, but with varying interest in Lego products. What they don't know is that their reactions could decide the fate of the whole project.
你们觉得是什么？孙悟空啊，《西游记》。
They recognize the story immediately, but will they be able to pick out the classic characters here in their new form?
我们还看到谁了？上面还有谁？孙悟空，这牛魔王，沙和尚，还沙和尚啊？这是那个生精，这是百姓，不是，那是白骨精。
But they seem pretty excited. Yeah, I like the energy. And they definitely know all the characters.
猪八戒，我想看猪八戒减肥。Okay. I want to see Monkey King.
好，觉得这个故事跟《西游记》比怎么样？
现代的这在机器当中的现孙悟空之机械时代，这是孙悟空2世。
That's the next generation of Monkey King.
That's what they said?
Yeah, that's what they said.
That's great.
Yeah.
The illustration has been well received. But would these children spend their pocket money on the actual toys?
当我说可以下来看的时候，你们要记住从这个边走过来，好吗？从这个顺序走过来。
哇！这谁拼的呀？哇，好厉害啊！
好啦，可以下来看了哈。
难道上面？哇，这样。哇啊！
那这个是谁呀？
这个，我只希望我的是好人就行。这就是悟空小侠，那个玩意儿，你还是。
So the same Monkey King. That's cool.
看好了，我想问问你们啊，如果你们这里面东西只能选一样，你会选哪个？
这个。
如果给你们一个玩的话，你们想要玩哪个呀？
我要这个。会拿他们那个人打。
他们两个打。哦，这样打。
当然是不要了，因为这个是乐高，你一打就。哇！沙和尚咋那么大呀？谁说这个小猫？我要这个猫。
They love the cats. Just do a line of cats.
有没有人选猪八戒呀？
没有，太可爱了，太丑了，又丑又菜。
Oh, Pixie.
那这个新的故事怎么样啊？以前那个老的
更好玩，更好玩。
是这个新的好玩吗？
现在好玩。老师，你终于发现了，我们就是渴望新的。
Very cool. We nailed it. I hope so, because the models are done. So.
It's been a resounding success. They can breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, there's something special about this one because it's so, it's been so specifically designed for China, and we're trying to really be true to this original legend.
所有的工作都蛮值得的那种感觉。然后另外就是说，另外是当他们看到模型的时候，还是蛮有成就感的。
To see the kids embrace it and want to know more about it is awesome because, you know, they could have said, oh, what's this? You know, that's not how it should be. One boy said, this is the next generation of the Monkey King. And that to me is exactly the concept.
而且就是当看到他们没有去拒绝，甚至非常喜欢我们做的这些改动和创新的时候，现在的小朋友是比较开放去迎接一些新事物。
The consumer test was a triumph, and so back in Billund, the models are now officially completed. But before the designers bid farewell to their creations, there is just one last thing to do.
Do they have a battle?
We should like line up all the bowl stuff on one side and all the
Cool. They're coming.
These guys have weapons.
These guys are flamethrowers.
Oh, that's hot.
Where are all the civilians?
Yeah, I've got some here and some here.
Just wandering around,
it's
going about their business. Pigsy.
Yeah, how many pixies should we have? Like all the pixies, right?
Oh, that's really sweet.
Everyone against the cat.
He's the real hero.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the Monkey King flying in. Oh, wow. Power as well. This is the finished mech.
He's going to fight this guy, right?
Yes, yeah.
I mean, there's obviously more hero vehicles than villain, but it's actually almost pretty even.
Yeah, really even fight, right?
Shoot him, shoot him.
Ah! Yeah! He's got back up, right?
Finish him up.
Oh, yeah. Carnage.
A spree of molten lava.
Yes. Okay. But then he can fight. The adventure continues.
Okay.
He's got to call his friends for backup, right?
In comes Dragon Go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Delivery of your minions. And Pixie. That's harsh.
There's a cat shooting.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's all it took.
Lego everywhere. You know what we should have done? We should have done an evil cat.
It's been an amazing journey for everyone involved. A genuine story of East meets West. To mark the occasion, Neville has brought the general manager of LEGO China, Paul Huang, to Billund. They have been invited to attend a uniquely LEGO ceremony.
Here's the Monkey King mech.
孙大圣，终于乐高孙大圣成真。
哇，太棒了！
This is the first time Paul has come face to face with the all-new Monkey King.
美猴王会72变的孙悟空，跟创意无限的乐高的结合会是怎么样的？特别期待。
When I was a boy, I was fascinated by Monkey King. I often dream of becoming him. And today, when I'm grown up, I finally get the opportunity to do something great for him.
The Monkey King mech is taking its rightful place at the top of the tree of creativity.
都不敢相信这是真的，一直在梦想着会有这一个时刻。
美猴王到我们的创意之树上面，
我们现在有了一个中国传说英雄的图腾，这个图腾放在这个上面，特别帅，特别合适。We are standing on the shoulders of giants. Journey to the West, Chinese culture, also Lego. 太棒了，这就是新的一个乐高的历史。梦想成真，对。
The LEGO Group's newest venture into China has just begun. What grows from here will depend on the creativity of the nation's children.
Thank you.